2025, hii ndio mwaka kinaumania greedy, incompetent African leaders who have always relied on America to send those funny funding, sijui carbon credit, or sijui LGBTQI, sijui mara nini. You see, those people, they will never develop Africa, but the kind of money wamekuwa wakituma, Donald Trump amezitoa. Sasa kitawaramba because they can't fix the economy. They will resort to overtaxing people like what Ruto wants to do with the Finance Bill 2025. Sasa let me tell you good people, it is now either Africa to think or sink. It's either they become Ibrahim Traore's ama wakue overthrown out of power. 2025 is the year where Africa sinks or rises. Ma Ibrahim Traore watainuka na wengine wataenda chini. 2025 it is.
USA pulling out from who is going to affect Africa more than any other continent. Why? US is the biggest contributor of who. They give $500 million. And Trump said that he thought that was unfair, and that is why he pulled out. He was like, why do we have to give this much? In Kenya, we contribute 1.5 billion. We hardly make it, but how are we going to give 30 billion Kenyan shillings? How are we going to contribute 30 billion Kenyan shillings? So this means that soon people are depending on ARVs. They might start buying their own ARVs because it's going to be costly and the government cannot afford this, right? And some people, they might lose their life. Why? Because they don't have money to buy these ARVs because the government cannot provide it for free. This also means that people, they have to start taking care of themselves. Like, you just have to use protection, right? Let's not forget about outbreaks. How are we going to survive this? How are we going to protect ourselves? How are we going to finance everything? So Africa is going to suffer a lot. And I hope Trump is going to reconsider.
Don't come at me for saying this, but United States pulling out of World Health Organization is going to affect Africa a lot. We are going to feel the heat. We are going to feel the pinch of United States pulling out of the World Health Organization because unless another country steps up to fill the void that has been left by the United States, because as I said before, United States is the #1 country that funds World Health Organization. So with them pulling out, it means that the funds are going to reduce. And governments in Africa, we have a body like World Health Organization in Africa called Africa CDC, but it also depends on the funds from World Health Organization to run its activities. So it means governments in Africa are going to get less funding and they're going to divert funds from other sectors like education, infrastructure, security, like all these other sectors. They're going to divert funds from there. Also, immunization is going to be at risk because who has played a major part in providing immunization for polio, for measles, for yellow fever, and also who is usually very important in when there are outbreaks like this one in Tanzania now. It's called Marburg virus. Yes, there's Ebola. All these outbreaks that occur, the response is going to be slow now because money runs the world. So not unless another country steps up to fill that void, Africa is going to feel it. Yeah.
Unaona huyu president mpya wa Amerika akona policy I think 3 ambazo zita affect wa Kenya sana, especially wa Kenya wale wako Amerika. Policy ya kwanza, Trump anasema ikiwa umeenda Amerika kusoma, umeenda na visa ya masomo na umemanage kusoma ukapata hiyo doctorate yako, mpata degree yako, mpata PhD yako uko Amerika, Trump ana propose badala ya watu hawa warudi nyumbani, atakuwa anawapea automatic visas. Wanakaa Amerika. So ikiwa umeenda huko kusoma, uko na doctorate, PhD, hautakuwa unarudi kwenu. Ukitaka atakuwa anakupea visa, unakuwa resident wa Amerika ama unafanya kazi Amerika. Kitu ya pili, ikiwa uko Amerika illegally, wewe ulienda illegally Amerika na umezaa watoto huko, kitu ya kwanza ujue Trump amesema hata recognize hawa watoto kama American. Wewe na watoto wako ambao umezalia huko atawadeport wote. Kitu ya pili, kuna watu wale werevu, mtu anapata mimba hapa Kenya, anagojea karibu azae, anakimbia Amerika, anazalia huko, ndivyo mtoto anakuwa American citizen. Trump amesema anapeleka kwa bunge ya Amerika law ambazo zitaondoa hiyo nini wanaita tourist birth. Hautaruhusiwa huyo mtoto wako hata ukimzalia huko Amerika hata kuwa resident wa Amerika. So ninajua maybe uko huko na huja manage kuenda through hizo policies zake. Kitu ya kwanza nimekuambia, ikiwa ulienda na visa ya masomo, ukasoma ukapata masters degree yako huko, PhD yako huko, Trump anasema analeta rule ambayo itakurecognize, wakupee visa ukae ukiwa resident wa huko, ufanye kazi huko. Kitu ya pili, ikiwa ulienda huko ukiwa illegally na ukamanage kupata watoto huko, Trump analeta sheria ambayo hiyo natural by birth wataondoa kwa watu wale wameingia huko illegally. Kitu ya tatu ni tourist birth. Ikiwa ulizaa watoto, ukiwa ulipata mimba Kenya, ukagojea ukaribia kuzaa ukakimbia Amerika, ndivyo mtoto wako we natural ama mzaliwa wa Amerika, hiyo anapeleka rule ambayo ita kudisqualify. So those are things that nimeona at least know that.
And the reason we should worry across Africa and in Kenya specifically is that our governments have left the HIV programs to be predominantly externally funded. Where is Kenya going to get the leeway to actually bring in $30 billion if they struggle with a gap of $1.5 billion already right now? So I would say that is not possible, which means that it's actually going to have a huge impact on provision of testing, because this money also buys the test kits, provision of ARVs to the people living with HIV, and also to ensuring that they are sustained on treatment. A withdrawal of PEPFAR would withdraw 40 billion shillings a year, which worries me, because now if that ends cold turkey or suddenly, where is Kenya going to get 40 billion Kenya shillings a year to actually address the HIV program? My honest view is that reproductive health is the country's first social investment, and that cannot be left to neighbors or friends. Because when you think about reproductive health, you're talking about the country's socio-economic.
So here are those executive orders that Donald Trump has said is going to sign as a matter of urgency after being sworn in as the 47th president of the United States of America. Now, first of all, he says that he's going to declare a national emergency on America's sovereign borders. And that is aimed at sending away all aliens and criminals from American soil. Now, he says that he's going to designate all cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and is going to do that by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. He's also going to declare a national energy emergency, and Americans are going to drill, baby, drill. Those were his words. Next, he says that he's going to overhaul America's trade system. He's going to tax foreign countries to enrich Americans, and is going to establish the External Revenue Service, that is the ERS, specifically to help tax foreign nationals, so foreign countries. Next, it says that it's going to establish DOGE, that is the Department of Government Efficiency, and of course that is going to be headed by Elon Musk. Next, this is interesting, it says that America is only going to recognize, it's going to be official policy, official government policy, that America will only recognize two genders, male and female. Next, it says that he's going to bring back free speech by ending government censorship. And next, is going to reinstate service members who objected the COVID-19 mandate. Wale wenye tu walikataa mazejo kufanya nini? Kukuwa vaccinated. Next, he says he's going to be a peacemaker and unifier, take back the Panama Canal, and the Gulf of Mexico is going to be renamed the Gulf of America.